Greetings, fellow journeyers. Welcome to my channel. An important part of my healing journey was to accept that my marriage was toxic, unhealthy, abusive, and self-sabotaging. Today I will share with you all one of the toughest, scariest yet rewarding experiences that set me on the path to self-acceptance, self-love, and self-healing. My divorce story. My ex-husband and I got married in 2006, but we had a wedding in March 2007. And I did see red flags early on in the relationship. However, my low self-esteem, my longing to be a wife before I got too old, and my need to prove a point to everyone that ever said that I'll never get married because of past choices and mistakes overrode those warnings. The arguing started very early on in the relationship, but eventually we went from arguing with each other to him gaslighting me, verbally abusing me, emotionally and sometimes physically. These actions were usually followed up with some type of justification and a promise to never do it again. So in the beginning, I allowed the excuses because I really wanted my marriage to work, and also because I came in guarded. I wanted to prove to him that I was a good wife and that he didn't make a mistake by choosing me. I did what I felt like a wife should do, even when it went against my instincts. When my instincts were telling me something wasn't right. But, I cook, clean, just want to show him that he had a woman that would work, that would support him. And another reason why I fought so hard is because people said things in the past that because of choices I made and mistakes that I made, that I wasn't deserving or that I would never have love. So I had a point to prove to them as well. So that was also a motivation to stay in that relationship. Over time, the abuse, his alcohol consumption, and his online indiscretions became worse. He's calling me stupid bees, dumb bees, broke bees. He's basically diagnosing my personality and judging me for it and telling me that I don't deserve my life. I fell into a major depression, which led to dark thoughts and suicidal ideations, and I knew I could not go on living like that any longer. I felt hopeless. One evening in 2017, my ex and I were having one of our usual explosive arguments. I don't remember what it was about, but I do remember him complaining about my depression. We were living in Maryland at the time, and he told me to pack up my stuff, get out of his house, and take my ass back to Florida. And I remember saying, I don't have any money and I don't have the ability to move. And he replied, well, you think you would know how to act then, knowing that you need me. And I remember feeling sick, that I actually uttered these words. I felt sick to my stomach. And after he left, I went to the bathroom and I started crying. And after I was done, a feeling came over me. And I remember saying to myself, Nechelle, no one is coming to save us. This man doesn't care about your life. We have to fight for our life. So I grabbed my notebook and this is what I wrote. I am not a burden. I am not a loser. I am a winner. I am loved. I am a queen. Rock bottom is not the end. Depression is not my death sentence. I am not a dumping post. I have to love myself and not depend on anyone else's love. I deserve to be respected even when I am at my lowest. I deserve an unconditional love and support system. I am tired of crying. I am tired of hurting. Being judged because of what I am not financially able to provide in a negative manner is not acceptable. You know who you are. I was told to you before you enter your mother's womb. You know what led you to this place, and you don't know what led you to this place. You are here, it hurts, you get kicked and constantly reminded of all of your shortcomings. But you have a choice. Now choose. What is it? I choose life. Okay, queen, now fight for your life. Don't stay torn. You don't have to be broken. You don't have to accept the sharpness, the vile. Yes, it is going to be hard, but I am with you. And I have always been with you. I love you. That evening and experience was a pivotal moment in my life, and it was the evening that I decided that from that day forth, I would go on a journey of self-healing and self-love to grow and to gain the strength that I needed to leave my situation forever. The abuse did continue, as well as my bouts with depression, but I was determined to fight and to grow and to see a healthier version of myself. In 2019, I decided to put my plans into action to leave, and my goal date was June of 2020. March 10th, 2020. And today is a low vibrational kind of crappy day for me. And just all keep it realness. And I never thought that at this age that I am, although I joke and say that I'm 25 years old and holding, which I always will be until I'm ready to have the age 30 be a holding age. But I never thought in my 40s that I would be where I am. And it's scary. It's beautiful in a scary, wish it didn't have to come to this point to be beautiful type of way. And I'm not proud that I'm 40 and I'm pretty much rock bottom. No money, no savings, no retirement. All the dreams that I had as far as being an entrepreneur, all of that, none of that has come to pass as of yet. Yet I have the hope and the belief and the strong will that it could happen and will happen. But it's truly a day-by-day struggle for me. Or fight. Maybe I should use that word. A day-by-day fight. But some days do feel like a struggle. And I just never thought, when I got married 13 and a half years ago, I thought that was it. I thought we would, like, basically the life that I'm living now, you couldn't have told me that this is where my life was going to end up being. And being married to this person has shown me just how much I wasn't loving myself, how hurt I was coming in, how insecure I was coming in. The fact that I allowed myself to be a doormat for as long as I did. But thankfully, it feels good to know that I am loving myself and that I woke up. I saw the signs beat me up enough to wake me up and say, okay, it's year 5. Okay, now it's year 10. Now it's year 11. Nothing's going to change and no one is coming to save you. In a closed mouth, don't get fed. You got to save yourself. You got to love yourself. You got to pull yourself out this ditch. You're waiting on an individual to change that is incapable of loving himself the way in which he needs to love himself. How on earth is this individual going to love you or respect you when he doesn't respect himself? And how long are you going to continue to go on? And as I endured narcissistic abuse, verbal abuse, and sometimes physical abuse, I would say to myself, do I want to be a 50-year-old woman? Because each year I could feel myself getting closer and closer to being a 50-year-old woman. I say, do I want to be a 50-year-old woman still being called bitches, stupid, dumb, and God knows whatever is going to come out of the person that's supposed to be my husband, my protector, supposed to be my king, Do I want to be a 50-year-old woman still being disrespected, neglected, and expected to do the, I'm going to say, unacceptable? Expected to be called all these names, treated away, disrespected, endure all this abuse, especially the verbal abuse, and then turn around and get up and cook and do stuff in the bedroom and all of that. Like none of this stuff happened. Like this stuff doesn't hurt. Like this stuff is supposed to be normal. And I said no. And I just didn't know how to make that no a force to say, okay, or a strength or a motivation. But it was a start. I remember thinking to myself, would I want to be in my 50s and my grandchildren come over to visit, and one day Papa, Grandpa, whatever they're calling Granddad, has an outburst. He's angry. And he calls me all out my name. And then my grandchildren overhear it. And they go home and say, Mommy, I don't want to go over there, or Daddy, I don't want to go over there anymore because Papa called Nani some bad names and it scared me. And now I got to face my adult children when my grandchildren should feel just as safe with me as they do with their own parents. Do I really want to do that? Because that's the life that I'm heading to. I have all of the evidence. Nothing is going to change. Today is a tough day, not because of the state of the marriage. The state of the marriage is done, right? It took me some time to get to this point to say, no more. I love myself and I'm willing to let go everything. It was a struggle. For the longest, oh my God, my furniture, I got this, what I'm going to do with all this stuff, and my dishes, my this and that. I'm going to be walking away from it all because I choose to start over. June 2020, I get to leave my personal hell with one of my daughters. And when I leave, I'm going to a friend's house. And I'm basically displaced, but I'm going to a friend's house that loves me. But what's scary and what's fearful is not leaving the so-called man that said that he would love and cherish and honor me and didn't do any of that. He constantly hurt me. That whole cycle that goes on, that whole honeymoon phase, love bomb you, whatever, and then boom, take all the frustrations of the world out on you, demean me, belittle me, in the cycle over and over and over, like some Twilight Zone episode. So that part, walking away, the point of where I am right now in my life, that doesn't scare me, or I don't even know if I'm using the right word, but uncomfortable. I'll put it that way. What's uncomfortable is the fact that I'm starting over rock bottom with my kid. Nothing saved, because every bit of money that's been earned over the last few years has been through him. And he has made it his business every single time that he could remind me that he is the breadwinner and I should act like this and I should be appreciating this and that. It doesn't matter what he says or do or look at on the internet or who he talks to. I'm the primary breadwinner and this and that. I make this kind of money, whatever. So I've allowed myself to be in a position to where I'm not working, which is temporary. I have no problem with working. When I met this man, I was working and had my own stuff. But starting over in my 40s and just have to have true faith, courage, and strength, and build myself from the bottom with nothing, okay? And I'm talking about of my own. No savings, no retirement, nothing. To leave, to go back home, because when I leave June 2020, I am moving from a city that we were moved to because of his job back to my hometown. And that was a fight. But that manifested. Thank you, universe. Thank you, everything that's beautiful and high vibrational, that this has occurred. But I get to move back home, a place that I didn't even want to go back to, and start over from the bottom. And that is uncomfortable, and it's a little scary because I'm displaced, even though I'm in my friend's home. And this person that has used money as a form of manipulation and abuse against me could easily say, you know what, screw you, I know you're trying to find a job or whatever, I'm not going to give you whatever for our kid. Just a lot going on. But guess what? No matter how scary, no matter what he is capable of or what he may do or will do, I'm moving forward because I know it's the right thing to do for my soul and my life. But today is just a challenging day for me. I have them. Today is a challenging day. I might wake up tomorrow and feel all type of optimistic. Yes, I'm looking forward to my new life, my new start. But knowing that I'm in my 40s and I'm at rock bottom, I don't have shit but the clothes on my back when I leave. And I'm leaving furniture, TVs. I don't want any of that negative energy. I don't want it. He can have it. And that when I leave my friend's place and finally get my own, I have nothing. Oh yeah, I'm taking a computer because my daughter needs it for homework. That's it. A craft table, a chair, clothes, shoes. I would truly be starting over. But I'm thankful that at some point I woke up and I said, no more. I refuse to be a doormat. I refuse to be a literal or figurative punching bag. And I deserve better. I forgive myself for what I have allowed. Yet I don't take responsibility for someone else's actions when they know better to. I do wish that I would have loved myself much sooner. But I guess I trust the timing of things. I'm thankful that I won't be in my 60s, still not loving myself, dying with a bunch of regrets. So I don't know where this life is going to take me, where this journey is going to take me. I just know that today is a tough one. But I have the faith and the strength within to fight and continue to fight for my life and to fight for what's rightfully mine and to do what I have to do to save myself. So this is my bed. This is what I sleep on. Been sleeping on, I want to say at least the last month. But it is what it is. And I'm grateful and thankful to have this sofa to sleep on. I have my little neck pillow here that got stained from a satin scarf, but it helps my neck. And yep, this is it. But you know, I don't despise these times, because when I look at this, I say to myself, this is the beginning of a new chapter. This is the beginning of a new chapter of life, the closing of an old chapter, and something to look forward to and to be grateful for in the moment. Being on this sofa means that I love myself. Is it the most comfortable? No, but it's the most peaceful. So I'm grateful and thankful that I have this place right here to sleep on. It's temporary, but it's the beginning of a beautiful, beautiful new chapter in my life. Clear, clear, clear. My son, his beautiful companion, my grandpup, and one of my son's amazing friends from the military, when they were in the military together, all flew down to where I live to help me and my younger two children move, and I am very grateful and thankful for that. And also, when it was time to leave, the ex did walk us outside. He gave me one of those church side hugs and said, "Good luck." Oh man, the ride home was like a 5.5 hours drive, and man, I experienced so many emotions, from joy to it just felt surreal. I cried, I prayed, I gave thanks. I was over the moon, excited and fearful, just like so many emotions, but nothing. I didn't feel any emotions like of regret. Like I didn't feel like I want to U-turn my car and go another direction. I was definitely happy to be moving forward with my life, but I tell you, it was a beautiful feeling, and I was just so proud of myself, because the work to hit that road started in 2017, and I had the strength to keep going forward on that road and never look back.
Financial future. Call us at 396-5555
Because of the crisis we were all experiencing at the time, all the courts were closed, so any divorce hearings had to be done through a Zoom meeting. And so you see me there, sitting there having my Zoom meeting with my lawyer and the judge. My ex-husband opted to not be there. And I remember being a little scared on this day because they were having some technical issues with getting us on. And I remember thinking, oh man, I made it this far. And now they're having technical issues. We're having issues with signing on, and some people couldn't sign on. And I was thinking, oh, did I come this far to not be able to get my divorce? But it ended up working out, and I was able to log on. Everyone was able to log on successfully. And again, there I am having the hearing and being told, good luck, you're divorced. Ooh, it is done. Oh, here. It's done. It is finished. Oh, wait. It's done, it's finished. That was a little unnerving because it took some time to get the names and the audio and everything going, but it's finished, it's done, and okay, I can relax now. I'm just like, thank you. Whew. Okay, let's keep it moving forward. Approximately 2 weeks later, I received my papers in the mail saying that I was divorced. I could change my name because I also am changing my first name. And man, did I feel wonderful. I felt relieved. I did experience different emotions like, wow, the ride here to get here. But you know what? When I think about what's in store for me, all the things yet to discover about myself and about this beautiful world, I am so grateful and thankful that I had the strength to walk away. I'm looking forward to continuing my journey on healing and growth, and also exploring the not so impossible anymore.